Year 4, this term, we are going to be looking at characters. Specifically, we're going to be looking at non-human characters. What does that mean exactly? Have a guess. What do you think non-human might mean? Basically, it just means characters that aren't human. So that aren't people. So think about things like the characters in Monsters, Inc. or the characters from even like Finding Nemo or things like that, even things like Inside Out, Paw Patrol, all those shows where the characters in them are not people, okay? So they've still got like features and characteristics of people, but they aren't actually humans. They're something else. They're monsters, they're animals, or they're some sort of weird other creation. And we're really going to be focusing this term on how to describe what we see in these characters and comparing their traits, comparing things that make that character who they are, and how the people who drew them show that through how they look. So today, pretty simple. What I want you to do is I want you to pick a character that is not a human from a show, a movie, a TV show, a game, whatever you like, that you think is interesting. They don't have to be your favorite character, but something that looks visually interesting. So I've picked today Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. I just think he looks cool. And what you're going to start by doing is drawing your character in the middle of your page. So I did my little drawing of Mike. Excuse his little black moustache. I used a really inky texture and I smudged it everywhere with my hand, so I sort of messed him up a little bit, unfortunately. So start by drawing your little character in the middle of your page. Take your time doing this. Try not to smudge him like I've done with mine, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I've got my little drawing of Mike Wazowski in the middle. Remember, you can pick whatever character you want, one that you find interesting and inspiring from a TV show or a movie or a game or whatever it is that you think is interesting. And we're going to start with this character to have a look at the things about them that we find interesting. So, like I said, it doesn't matter if you don't like this character that you've picked. It's just something that you find interesting or exciting or inspiring about how they've been drawn or how they've been made. So one of the things that I always like about Mike is that he's only got one eye. So he's only got one eye, but even though he's only got one eye, he's still super expressive. So he still uses heaps of different facial features to show his mood. Even though he's only got one eye and he's only got a mouth and no other facial features, his mood is still very clear in his face. And I think that that is amazing. One of the other things that I like about him is his color. So the other thing that can help you to write about this character is the describing wheel. And remember, I've got that one that we've specifically made that's got art questions on it. So I'll make sure I upload that for you as well. But color is one of the things on the describing wheel that will really help you. So the color that he is like quite a sickly, bright green. And I like the texture that they've made on him, which they've done by using different shades of green. One of the other things that I really like about him is that he's got some characteristics that make him look like he would be scary, make you think he would be scary. Like horns, like these little claws, but he's actually not. He's probably one of the most friendly characters in the movie that make you think he would be scary, but he's actually friendly. So even though he's got all these, normally scary features, he's actually really friendly. And it amazes me that they've been able to make him look friendly, even though, horns and teeth and claws like this would normally make us think that a character is scary. One of the other things that I really like about Mike is his proportion. So when we talk about proportion, we've talked about proportion a lot, especially when we were drawing faces, is that everything is the right size when we compare it to everything else. So Mike Wazowski's proportion, when we compare him to a person, is well and truly off. But that's what makes him interesting. He doesn't actually have a torso. He doesn't have a body. He's just a big giant head with arms and legs. But that is what makes him interesting to me. So his arms and legs come straight off his head. Straight off of his head. No proper body. And that's something else that I really find interesting about him. I'm going to keep going with this, and I'm going to try and fill my page. I want you to come up with at least 6 things. So I've just got to write 2 more now. 6 things that you find interesting about how this character looks and how this character is made. Pretty easy, I reckon. All right, your turn. All right, good luck doing this for yourself, year 4. I hope you come up with some really great ways and words to describe the characters you've used and have really thought about what about that character makes you interested or inspired by them. What about them makes them look interesting or their personality interesting as well. And don't forget, you can always use the describing wheel to help you if you need as well. I'll make sure that I upload it for you. Goodbye. Good luck.